Thank you very much. Good afternoon to all that are watching us by social media and any other platform. We've called for an urgent emergency press briefing to speak to the nation about recent development. Last week, our lawyers approached court for the Registrar of Societies to deliver to us the current status of the register in regard to the Patriotic Front. There were allegations that the names of the office bearers were changed. It would be illegal if they were changed, especially when Parliament, the Speaker of the National Assembly, made changes to the leadership of the opposition in Parliament, alleging that she did so after receiving correspondence and after research from the Registrar of Societies. When we obtained the court order from the Lusaka High Court and it was presented to the Registrar of Societies, the Chief Registrar of Societies proceeded to obey the court order and gave our lawyers a copy of the status. As you are aware, the status has since been released. In fact, it shows that the office bearers have not been changed. They've been office bearers from 2014 to 2021. There was supposed to be an update from 2021 to date. We have noted that the changes have not been done. I'm here with Honorable Raphael Nakachinda, our Secretary General, who will speak to what our demands are at National Assembly and the current happenings at the Registrar of Societies. We are flanked by Honorable Davis Mwila. You're aware that he's our office bearer at the Registrar of Societies and is our past Secretary General of the Patriotic Front. I'll invite Honorable Nakachinda to address the press.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mwamba. Thank you very much, Honorable Mwila, and our viewers, wherever you're watching us from. Time has been able to review and bring to bear all the architects of that criminal enterprise undertaken on the 24th of October in the name of Mao Sampa, assembling people at Mulungushi International Conference Center. First of all, they called it a retreat. Next thing, it turned into a conference with full government apparatus aiding that enterprise. The entire battalion of the police were on hand to not only cover and protect, but participate in the activities of that particular day. The Zambian people are alarmed. We raised concern. But as it were, what followed was that illegal activity was followed by many other illegal activities that unfortunately have also soiled the hands of institutions of government like Parliament and those who are senior officers like the Speaker of the National Assembly. In their quest to advance a political agenda on behalf of UPND, they went and made those illegal changes without doing a due diligence, obviously anchoring their confidence that whatever legality that they were involved in and undertaking, those responsible like the police and other departments will work towards legitimatizing those illegal decisions and activities. But as it were, even when there are 100 and 1,000 people that have lost their conscience, there is always during a particular generation a remnant of those who stick with principle and also remain patriotic and professional. The Registrar of Society, based on a court order or a subpoena, did release the status as it relates to the office bearers at the Registrar of Society. And it has just come to attention, obviously, that the claims by Mwamba, which were the basis for all the decisions made at Parliament and elsewhere, were actually baseless. They were just a concocted lie and propaganda. And now, because of that position, the government has decided to use brutality to harass a woman that is supposed to be honored for standing on the truth. As we speak now, police have surrounded her office. We are zooming and are noticing that they have not only surrendered her to PCMD, but they are conducting an illegal search at her office. And this is meant not only to intimidate her, but also undertake activities that will threaten not only her life, but that of her family. Or exposing the fact that this Mwamba saga is squarely on the laps of Mr. KAY Chilema. Because there's no way a PS that we met with Ambassador Mwamba a few weeks ago denying that he has no role in this whole thing would be lambasting the Registrar of Society in a manner that he did today, and hastily write a letter to surrender her to PSMD, or in the quest of wanting to bring in their stooges to come and authenticate their criminal activities. Mr. Matambo is likely to bring in Mrs. Mulenga, and there is also a lady by the name of Miss Malao who is misleading not only the government but also the PS that criminal act has been done before, and therefore it can be done again by changing office bearers illegally. We are saying to Mr. KAY Chilema, whoever has continued to advise you that this Mwamba project that you have undertaken, Mwamba's project you are undertaking, at a fast rate decampaigning you, because the Zambian people can see through whatever you are doing. Let that lady, have her peace. Professionals in the civil service are supposed to be honored and not victimized. We had, before this one, a lady in the name of Lydian Siuni, the DPP, who was hounded out for standing on the truth. We have had other ladies like the one who was a chair for the CCM, who resigned because she could not stomach being asked to undertake illegal activities. Now, Madam Tandiwe Piri Mende is another victim. We are calling on Zambians. This is the beginning of a vicious fight against those who are in government wanting to advance an agenda for a one-party state. What is happening in Parliament is evidence enough. What is happening to Madam Mende, the Chief Registrar of Society, is evidence enough. The abuse of the police in wanting to aid this illegality is evidence enough. The real power remains with the people. And as Patriotic Front, we remain to march hand in hand with the people of Zambia. And we are calling upon the Zambian people, if there is a time for us to revive the 1990-1991 spirit, is now. If there is a time to revive the 1960, 1950, 1964 spirit, is now. The spirit to fight not only for multipartism, but to liberate the Zambian people from the yoke of this dictator that was introduced and brought to the fore in 2021. The call is for the Zambian people. Let's rise together, band together, and push back this dictatorship and brutality. They are threats of arrest. They are threats of all kinds of activities. All of us, let's brace ourselves for hard times, but it's darker before dawn. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Before you go, apparently the volume was a bit bad at the beginning for whatever reason. I would like you to, and our viewers should forgive us. You know, live coverage how it is. Just go back, narrate a bit what has happened.
Well, thank you very much.
Viewers, I can see from the comments, that lost us along the way. So just repeat yourself a bit.
Well, at the expense of being monotonous, I can only but say that, as it were, there was a criminal undertaking or illegal enterprise undertaken on the 24th of October of 2023 in the name of Mao Sampa, holding a meeting that eventually converted into what we call the PF conference. But as it were, all government apparatus, particularly the police, were released to go and aid that enterprise. That illegal act led to many other illegal decisions and actions taken by different government institutions, plus one arm of government, which is the National Assembly, that effected changes in terms of the leadership of the opposition in Parliament, starting with leader of opposition, whip, and all those that follow, all in wanting to legitimatize that illegal activity on the 24th of October of 2023. We had raised concern, the Zambian people have raised the concern, the church have raised concern, different stakeholders saw through this whole criminal project being undertaken by Community House. We have warned Mr. Nakachinda Ichilema, and we are continuing to warn him. Whoever is misleading you in advising you that this project is going to lead you to victory in 2026, you are highly mistaken. The Zambian people have seen through all this. These criminal activities will not help you. If there are people that are telling you that you being heavy-handed and using police and any other institution to brutalize the Zambian people, we have been at this stage before as a country. We were there through our forefathers before independence in 1964. We were there through those that fought on our behalf, for multipartism, the Chiruvas and the rest, when they faced the brutal regime of UNIP in the 80s and 1990, 1991. And even now, we are ready. All of us that are seated here, and the many Zambians of conscience who believe in what we introduced and gave ourselves, multipartism, they will not succumb to your intimidation. You can arrest, you can brutalize, no matter how much you want. But even if you went to an extent of killing and cutting each one of us in 1,000 pieces, each piece will still speak for patriotism, democracy, and multipartism, and will speak against injustice. What is happening to the Chief Registrar, Madam Tandiwe Pirimende, is uncalled for. She just did what she was expected to do in response to a court order or a subpoena, and that is to provide the documents required in terms of the status of the office bearers, at the Registrar of Society. Barely an hour or two after that, the permanent secretary that was assuring me and Ambassador Mwamba that is a professional person and he will not allow any illegality to be undertaken, is the first one wanting to lambast and brutalize and harass that woman. And now she has been surrendered to PSMD, so that obviously, as it were, that's more or less like others would say, constructive dismissal. But that is to brutalize her out of the office. They want to bring a lady by the name of Miss Mlenga, who is basically a stooge of the UPND, to try and force her or cause her to effect changes to legitimatize that illegal enterprise. There is a lady we have come to learn who's pushing, who had worked with Mr. Andarek before, suggesting that such activities have been done before, in time past. We can effect these changes and let the consequence follow later. We can't have people in government who are ready to take, to do anything, even criminal activities, hoping that along the way they will be legitimatized. What is at risk now is the peace of this country. And we want to warn Mr. Nakachinda Ichilema, don't push this country into chaos under your watch. May you retreat from these criminal activities, denting your name. Do the right thing. Actually, the best way to win the hearts of the Zambian people is to perform, not to engage in such activities. And we demand that that lady and many other professional civil servants, may they be protected. As Patriotic Front and many other opposition leaders, we are waging war against injustice. We are waging war against dictatorship. And we know that we are going to march, hand in hand with the Zambian people until we deliver in 2026. All those who are being victimized unjustly, just be assured, those who are patriotic, those who are professional, when the time comes in 2026, you will be reinstated in your position. You will be paid for the inconvenience that you're being occasioned right now for being professional. We want to call upon the police. We want to call upon civil servants and all those in other departments. Remain professional. You will, at the end of the day, be rewarded for standing with Zambia and not standing with a political party that want to usher us to dictatorship. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you very much. Okay, so that was an address by our Secretary General of the party. He's recounting what has happened. Just a recap for those that have joined us on social media is that there were changes made by the Speaker of the National Assembly on 1st November 2023, purporting that the PF had sent a new list of office bearers and a new list of leader of the opposition and opposition whip. To that extent, the Speaker of the National Assembly proceeded to make changes and replaced Honorable Brian Munduvile with a gentleman called Robert Chawinga from Mafinga, and replaced Honorable Stephen Kampiongo with our dear brother Anton Chanda Mwamba. These changes, as has been demonstrated by the SG, were illegal and are illegal. To date, no changes have been done to the Registrar of Societies register in regard to the Patriotic Front. And this can't be changed because the Patriotic Front is yet to have its conference as prescribed by its constitution, which is deposed with the Registrar of Societies. The Patriotic Front has not made any changes in Parliament. We have given the Speaker of the National Assembly 24 hours in which to, with the light of information arising from a Lusaka High Court order, to immediately reverse the changes she did or face serious legal consequences. We've asked upon the Law Association of Zambia to act on the misconduct and unethical display by their member, the Speaker of the National Assembly. The changes that were made were illegal, and to our members, as the SG said, stand firm. This is a protracted process. We are in court. There is a person who's claiming to be, to the leadership of the PF. That has been, is an imposter, is a stooge being imposed on the party. Remain faithful to the party. Remain and hear our voice. Be steadfast. This fight will be won. The illegalities that have occurred this afternoon at the Registrar of Societies, to belabor the point of emphasizing, is sadly unfortunate. The Registrar of Societies merely complied with the Lusaka High Court order issued by Judge Timothy Katenekwa. That order compelled her to immediately release the current status of the register in regard to the Patriotic Front. And that's all she did. What crime has she committed to be subjected to this transfer and to the current harassment where the police have sealed the office and are searching it and they're harassing the poor lady? She is just but a public officer who would disobey a High Court order. So thank you very much for all those that were watching, and that's an update that we thought that as a party we could quickly give you, that tatwikele wino mchalo, and people are willing, the government of President Hakainde Hichilema is willing to destroy institutions, destroy parliament. To what extent? To please Mao Sampa. You are willing to be impeached. You are willing for your speaker to be impeached. You are willing in future to be prosecuted for Mao Sampa. mwe bantu bakwalesa. So with those few remarks, we'd like to thank you for joining us, and God bless you. God bless our country. Keep on praying for our country. Keep on praying for our country. Thank you.
Thank you very much.